Hey, what's up you guys? So today I thought I would do a video about reading my old journal entries. We had to do journal entries for 12th grade English class, and I was looking back at my old videos and I noticed I haven't done a throwback Thursday or any covers for that matter in over a year. It's almost been a year and a half, and I told my mom that and she was like, and I was like, yeah, it's just because when I'm in college, college takes up all my time and I'm just miserable and just not happy. Where are you going? And I lose my hobbies. Come back here. So I literally haven't covered anything in over a year and a half, and my two hobbies that I have is writing fan fiction and playing music, and I just haven't done that a whole lot in a long time. So I was like, when was the last time I felt so miserable like this? I know, 12th grade. So I thought I would read some of my journal entries from 12th grade, because 12th grade was probably the worst, most anxious time ever in my life. I feel in my head I was very close to dropping out of high school, but I feel in person, in real life, not in my head, it wasn't as close as I feel it was in my head, but I was very miserable. So yeah. So this is one of my journal entries. Not all of them are deep or whatever. Some of them are just things that were going on and things that I remember, and I don't know, things that I feel I can say something about after I read them. So this one, usually they were all journal prompts, and usually they had something to do with whatever we were reading. It had a similar theme or topic or whatever. I don't know. Sometimes it was just, what'd you do over the weekend? So here we go. And I was in 12th grade in, I think it was 2016 to 2017. So that's about how long ago this was. So I don't know what the prompts were because I didn't write them down. I just wrote my journal entries. So here we go. My teacher also made comments on some of these, so I'll tell you if he made a comment and what it was. So the first one says, my favorite spring break was probably last year. That was when I was in 11th grade. We moved everything out of my bedroom so I could paint it. That's the color it is today. I slept downstairs for the week until we were done. I also had my friend come over one day. We've been friends since kindergarten. She lives an hour away and I haven't seen her much since she moved in 6th grade. I'm still friends with this girl. She lives in Florida now, so I haven't seen her in years, but I talk to her every single day. We spent the day outside in my yard. I think we played frisbee. Later in the week, I moved everything back into my bedroom because the paint was dry. And I have vlogs of that on my channel. What else? Oh, this one's interesting. Alright. This one says, my favorite holiday used to be Thanksgiving because all my family would come to our house. But now they don't because no one can get along. If I had to pick a different favorite holiday, it would probably be Halloween. I like Halloween because I'm really good with makeup, and I like to spend a while turning my face into something that relates to my costume. And he wrote, good. That's still pretty true today. My favorite holiday used to be Thanksgiving with a passion, because we would host that at my house. And I used to make all these lists of things that I would do before the Thanksgiving party, I guess. But yeah, that's when I say, I've said a bunch of times oh, we don't see half my family anymore. Actually, I think it's more than half my family now. That's why. So, but yeah, I do really like Halloween just because I like makeup, so I like to do different looks. Oh, this one's a funny one. There's many question marks written around it from my teacher. I think he just doesn't understand teenage girls, and he was just you're a weirdo. So this one says, one of the first things I notice about a guy is his nose. I got many question marks around that. I know that's very strange. Most girls notice the eyes first. The reason I notice a guy's nose first is because the celebrity I like, Riker Lynch, has a very adorable nose. I can't take myself seriously. His nose is small and kind of upturned. I can't believe I was writing this stuff. Like, and I knew my teacher was gonna like read it and like grade it and whatever. His nose is one of my favorite features, so I always notice other guys' noses. There you go. Oh, this one's a good one. This one's a good one. I think a lot of people might disagree with me on this one, but you can have your opinion, I can have mine. This one says, one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten was, it doesn't really matter where you go to college as long as you actually go to college. And that's actually funny because I hated high school so much. And thinking about how in my head I was like, I'm going to drop out. And now I'm in college and now I have a 4.0 GPA and I'm 3 years in. That's like, just like crazy. So anyways, you can still get a good college education even if the tuition isn't that much. Like, well, I guess I explain it. So many people go to colleges that cost so much money, and they rack up a bunch of student loan debt. My goal is to be able to pay off any student loans within a reasonable amount of time. So, like, a lot of people, like, a lot of my friends chose to go to, like, these very expensive colleges, and I just went to a community college, and it wasn't that much, and now I'm going to Liberty University, which also isn't that much, and I'm getting a great college education, but not having to pay $8 bajillion. I'm just like skimming some of these and I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, I feel like a lot of kids must write stuff like this. Like, stuff where you can just write what, like, you're thinking and you don't have to talk about it. Like, he wasn't really, like, grading it based on, like, the content. He was just grading it on, like, did you do it? And, like, I can imagine he must have gotten so many students where he just read it, like, their journal entries and was like low-key concerned. I would have been concerned about me. I'm still kind of concerned about me, but lots of these are just like boring. Like, they had to do with like the books that we were reading and like, I don't know. We actually didn't read too many like terrible books. Like, I am a book hater, so I hated a lot of the books that we read, but we actually didn't read too many bad ones in my senior year. We always had to read a Shakespeare book, and I feel like the least terrible Shakespeare book that I ever read was in 12th grade. We read Macbeth, and it was pretty short, like, it was very skinny, and my teacher always made sure to explain what was going on, because, like, we don't talk like they do in the Shakespeare books, so we were always just like, what's happening? And then we read Frankenstein, also not a terrible book, and I hate books. And, oh, I read this book. This was like kind of like a free choice. He gave us options that we could pick from, and it was like almost like a minute by minute like book on like everything that happened on the Titanic. It was such a good book, but it was so frustrating to me because I just feel like everybody acted so stupidly. Like, it was just so frustrating. It's like I don't know what else we read, but I feel like 12th grade was like the best year of books that we had to read. I don't know. Oh my gosh. There's this one. I guess this was about names. I don't remember what book we were reading that had to do with the meaning of your name. But my name is Kylie, obviously. And I remember one time I looked this up and I was like, what the heck? It's an Australian word and it means boomerang. Like, some people have such like cool names that mean like, I don't know, like inner peace or hope or like, I don't know. Mine means boomerang. Lovely. Oh, and then I was saying if I would change my name, I would change it to Alex. I'm like low-key Alex. But I don't know. I've always liked that name. I don't know why. I just like it. I feel like my favorite fanfiction that I ever wrote, the main character girl was named Alex, and I put a lot of myself into her. Ooh. There's one about who my first crush was. We're not gonna read that one. This one was I wrote a journal entry about fanfiction that I read, not my own. I read somebody else's. And this was about peer pressure. I guess the topic was peer pressure, right? About something related to peer pressure. And this says, I read a story once about peer pressure. This girl in the popular crowd had made a bet I can't even read what I wrote. Had made a bet is this English? This girl in the popular crowd had made a bet to made this boy. This should be make. Come on, 12th grade Kylie, get your grammar correct. Okay, this girl in the popular crowd had made a bet to make this boy, who was a dork, fall in love with her. This was a Riker Lynch fan fiction, so the dork was Riker. After she completed the bet, her friends kept pressuring her to break up. No, to break his heart. I'm like anticipating. But she didn't want to because she had fallen for him, and she couldn't tell her friends. She wasn't supposed to associate with anyone unless they were popular. Her friends kept pressuring her, but she wouldn't do it, so they said she could either embarrass him at homecoming or they could tell him about the bet, and she wouldn't embarrass him, so they told him and he was upset. But then they talked it out and it turned out okay in the end. I don't really remember it that much. I mean, this was years ago. But I think it was Riker Lynch is the dork, and then I think it was Vanessa Morano as the popular girl. I'm not entirely sure because I don't remember. Vanessa Morano is Laura Morano's sister, and everybody who wrote fanfiction would always pair Ross and Laura because they were on Austin Alley together, and then Vanessa because it was Laura's sister with Riker. A lot of this is just basic stuff, like write about something you do well, and I was like, I play guitar, I taught myself, and he wrote awesome. Oh, this was 2 types of music that you don't like, and I said rap and country. I like country if it sounds pop, but I don't just like straight country, which my parents do, but whatever. And my teacher wrote me too. Me and my 12th grade teacher had the same taste in music, apparently. Lovely. Oh. This was another interesting one. Okay, so for every quarter we had 4 quarters, obviously, because quarters are 4. There were 4 quarters in our school year, and for every quarter we had to write an essay, and it was the quarterly essay. And we didn't have an English final, so you would take all the essay grades and put them together. Like, each essay was worth 25 points, so in total it would be out of 100. So for one of the essays, usually we had to write the essay based on a book we read, but before Christmas break we watched It's a Wonderful Life, and we had the option of writing the essay about that. And so my teacher must have been like so proud, I don't know. Anyways, one of my favorite bands is McFly, and they have this song called Love Is Easy. And in Love Is Easy, I don't know what the I wrote it down. Smart. It says, I'll just read you part of this. It says, over break I also discovered something. Who writes something like that? I discovered something. I don't know. I feel like I always word things weird. One of my favorite bands is called McFly, and they have a song called Love Is Easy. During the bridge of it, there's a line from A Wonderful Life in it about lassoing the moon. For reals. And I think he must have just thought, he wrote great. He must have thought that was interesting because we had to watch that for English class. Oh, if I could meet any 3 people, who would I meet? I would meet. Put your answers down below if you have any guesses. One of them's obvious because I've talked about him already in this video. I would have met Riker Lynch, who is my favorite. Tom Fletcher, he's one of the people in the band McFly, which I also just talked about. And Kurt Mega. Kurt Mega was on Glee with Riker. So yeah. Oh, and it was, what would I ask them about? Riker Lynch is the bassist in one of my favorite bands. He's my favorite celebrity, and I would ask him so many questions. I guess I didn't specify what I would ask him. Probably because I would just want to ask him every single thing ever. Tom Fletcher is the lead singer / guitarist in one of my other favorite bands. I would ask him so many questions about the chords in his songs because I play guitar and some of his songs are difficult to play. Very true. Kurt Mega was on a theater type show called Spies Are Forever. He also has a bunch of smaller projects. He's a very chill person, and it would be fun to hang out with him. Good points. Probably if I had to answer that again today and be like, if you could, what was it even have lunch with? Oh, meet. If I could meet 3 people. I think it'd be still the same 3 people. I still love Riker. I still love McFly. And I still love Kurt Mega. I haven't really, like, gained any, I don't know, favorite celebrities, I guess. That's, like, a weird way to say it. I don't know how to say it any better than that. But I guess my like, tastes haven't changed since 12th grade, which I feel like is weird, but I don't know. Okay, we're on to my last journal packet. I feel like I would have 4, because 4 quarters, but I only have 3. This one was about the first day of school. Oh my gosh, this was so sassy. Literally, 12th grade me was so sassy. The last part of this, like, it was just about, like, the first day of... Did I say first day of college? I meant first day of high school. At the end of this, like, it's just boring stuff. At the end of it, I said, I just sort of want high school to be over already so I can go to college and get on with my life. Great. That was, like, this was, like, from, like, the very beginning of 12th grade. My teacher must have thought I was, like, so sassy and just, like, not a good student. I don't know. Oh, I'm just reading bits and pieces now because some of it's just not interesting. This one is, I watched a horror movie called The Ring. I liked it, but I didn't think it was that scary. I love horror movies, but I don't like them unless they're, like, truly terrifying. I'm very picky about my horror movies. Ooh, this one was, what's the best gift you've ever received? And I said, my guitar. And I said, my mom had a guitar, and one day I randomly decided to learn how to play. And then for my 16th birthday, my grandparents bought me my own guitar. This is actually, like, low-key interesting. Like, funny interesting. I've always been the type of person to be like, I'm gonna learn how to do this. And then, like, try it for, like, a week. And then just, like, never do it again. So, when I told my mom I was gonna learn how to play guitar, she was like, yeah, okay, Kylie, you do that. She never actually thought I was going to actually learn how to play guitar, and here I am. I play guitar, and there it is. And ukulele. I don't know, it's just interesting. It's like the only thing that I've really had a passion for besides fan fiction. It's music. This one was an interesting one. This is when I was really into Tanner Brongart. I don't know if you guys know him. He's a YouTuber. I actually have a picture of him right here, and it's signed. I can't tell which side it's signed on, but it's signed. And I have, like, some quote from him in this this journal entry. This was about fate. I said, I somewhat believe in fate. I think some things happen for a reason, but other times you have to work for what you want. I seem to always be caught between, and then this is Tanner Brongart's quote, if it's meant to be, it'll happen, and if you want it, go get it. And I usually don't wait to see if it'll happen. Most of the time, I go out and do what's necessary to get the things that I want. And I think that's very true. Like, I feel like some things are just meant to happen, but other things you have to work for it if you want it. Oh my gosh. This one was about, like, evil stuff. I feel like this must have been during Macbeth, because, like... Anyways, the most evil thing I have ever witnessed was in 3rd grade. True story. I don't remember exactly what happened, but one of the boys was jealous of another boy, and he pulled the chair out from under him, and he fell and banged his head on a desk. And my teacher wrote, oh my. He got sent to the principal's office and was suspended for a few days. I think all of us can be a little evil. I think one of the things that can make us evil is jealousy. I feel like that's true. I feel like everybody has, like, a tiny bit of evil. Like, obviously there's some people who are, like, murderers and stuff, and, like, but I feel like all of us have, like, just a tiny bit. I wrote about how I get anxious. You already know a lot about my anxiousness, so I'll just move on. See, some of these I can't read because they're about actual people who I still know and talk to and might watch these videos. It's not really anything bad, it's just, like, I don't know, stuff I don't want them to be seeing me reading on here. I don't know. I feel like my teacher must have, like, I just can't even imagine what my teacher must have thought. Oh, this one's a good one. On Veterans Day, I video chatted with a girl from Australia. I'm still friends with her. We talk, like, every single day on Snapchat. I became friends with her because we both like Riker. Stop. She's 14. Fun fact, she just turned 18. and her name is Sarah. I met her over the internet on a site called Wattpad. It's a website for writing fan fiction. There's just stuff about Riker. Oh my gosh, and it says, we're thinking about writing a book where Riker gets kidnapped by fans, and my teacher wrote, whoa. I've actually written a couple different books about Riker or other people getting kidnapped, so I did that. Check it off my list. I feel like I'm like sighing. I don't know, it's just interesting to look back on like what I thought and how I felt, because obviously I know I felt anxious, but like some of this is just like, I don't know, like dark stuff, and like not like dark, but like I don't know. I'm like kind of surprised I wrote some of the like these things knowing my teacher was going to read it. Like I don't know, just like I don't know. So anyways, that's some of my journal entries from high school. I was very miserable. I feel like I kind of had an attitude throughout all of these. Not really like an attitude, but just an attitude of like just unhappiness. I wrote about a lot of unhappy, sad things. So anyways, that's my thoughts. I don't know, I was just thinking about how unhappy I am with school. Just like whether it's high school, whether it's college, even though I'm doing fantastic in college, it just still makes me miserable. So I want to get back into my hobbies. And I actually wrote some fan fiction today, and I was like happy about it, but I just feel like I like am struggling to like get my passion back for it. Like I can do it, but there's a difference between like making yourself do it and like enjoying it. And I feel like I'm not at the enjoying it part, I'm at the making myself do it point. But I feel like I need to make myself do it to get the passion back, if that makes any sense. And I feel like that's the same with music too. Like, normally I have ukulele lessons, so I'm still doing music even though I'm doing college and unhappy. But since we're all quarantined, my ukulele lessons were on hold. So I haven't really been playing much ukulele, so I've kind of fallen out of my love for music. Also, as I said at the beginning of this video, I haven't done a cover in like over a year. So, and that's what I like used to mostly do on my channel when I first started. I actually looked, it's been over 5 years that I've had a YouTube channel for. And my main things for like YouTube were makeup and music. Like those are my two things that I love to do. And now I've done like none of them. I mean, I still do some makeup videos, but it's not like my creative like makeup looks. It's just like unboxings and like, I don't know, it's hard to make videos when it's college. I'm just not happy, and I feel like I'm not like myself. So I'm hoping to make more videos throughout the summer when I'm a little bit happier and more myself, and hopefully more music related things, more covers, more my Throwback Thursday type of things. I want to record more music, maybe write some music, who knows, and maybe bring back Fanfic Fridays, because that was a thing where I just like read my fan fiction. I don't even know where I left off last time I did that, but see, like, I'm not doing anything that I like anymore, and it's just because I'm just so unhappy. And like, I know college is over, but I feel like I'm still like in the mindset of like college, and just like, I think I'm just so overly anxious. Like, I know college is done, but I think like my self is just used to being so anxious that now it doesn't know where to like focus all of the anxiousness. I'm just like anxious over like nothing, but that's how anxiety is. And I'm also anxious because I've been getting some really bad kidney stones, so that's fun. And then we're also packing to go up to our cabin. I don't know if you can see, but there's like a ton of stuff on the floor behind me because I'm in the middle of packing up my bedroom for the summer, so there's that. So yeah, leave a comment down below if you've ever experienced anything like this. Have you ever written journal entries that your teachers would see? Like, I feel like sometimes that's a thing for English class. I don't know. I feel like I almost like want to like write to my teacher and be like, do you have students that you just wonder if they're okay? Like, I don't know. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I know this was kind of a long rambly video, but I don't know, I just felt like chatting. So if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Turn my tripod's falling. Turn on my post notifications. Also, I edited one of my mom's videos because she hasn't been posting in like forever. So when she posts her next video, it's because I edited it. So you're welcome. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!